Have you made your way to buymeacoffee.com? Still wondering what Buy Me a Coffee is? Well, it's a website that hosts my page, Illuminate, and not only is it available online, but you can also download the app today, available in the App or Play Store. So get to looking for Buy Me a Coffee, and I'll see you there. Uncensored blogging and more. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, strap in because I'm back. And today on Illuminate, well, I'm going to answer a question that hundreds of my viewers, actually probably more like thousands, have asked me time and time again. And I always just kind of chuckle it off because it's not a big deal to me. But after getting the question handed to me again, I said, you know what? Let's go dig in and see what the difference is. So today on Illuminate, why is Candace Owens bigger than I am? All right, so if you haven't done so already, you know what the dealio is. Go ahead, click subscribe, hit like, and strap in and get those listening ears on, because everything I'm about to pose to you as a question will also be backed up with facts, not only about Candace's life, but about my life. And, well, then, leave it to yourself, after sifting through the facts and hearing them all, to figure out if you can then answer the question of why Candace Owens and Erica Parrótt are talking the same talk, walking the same walk, so it seems, yet Erica's platform just seems to not be near as huge as Candace's. So there is this thing in language called a question mark, and so many people mistake a question as a direct threat. No, a question is simply that, a question. And I cannot answer your questions without giving you all some facts. So let's dive into Candace Owens. Is it because Candace is older and wiser? Well, no. I mean, before Candace even came out of her mom's womb, I was already in kindergarten at the age of 4. I have 5 years on her in age. So it's not because she's older than me. Is it because she came from a wealthy to-do family? No, but she didn't seem to come from a family that was hurting either. Is it because every time she gets on TV or does a vlog, she's all polished? Maybe you should be more polished every time, Erica. That's not it either, because, well, back in 2020, the twins, along with a bunch of other top black conservatives, put us both on blast at the same time. She was saying something about one thing, I was saying something about another. You guys remember that famous backing of what Donald Trump, when everyone wanted to be mad at Trump if he enacted the National Guard, and then bam, I really blew up. Like that was yet another blow up for my platform. Well, I definitely wasn't polished, and you ready for this? I got more views than Mrs. Owens did. Miss, because at the time she was still Miss, I think. I'm not really sure. You have to look up when she got married. But we're going to dive into some things that might help better answer these questions for you that many people might not know. And again, I can't answer your questions without giving you facts, so don't get mad at the facts. Okay? Now, many people already know going into this, Candace got her huge jump because she jumped ship. She pulled a John Kerry or a Jim Justice, if you will. She flipped sides. Because, see, she didn't start out as a conservative. She didn't start out thinking outside the box, which I've been doing since the age of 4. She really made a name for herself when she became a flip-flopper and a huge supporter of Trump midstream during his administration time. Now, Candace was born in 1989, which makes her 32 this year. I was born in 1984, which made me 37. Just a few days ago, I was blessed to celebrate that. She was born in Stamford, Connecticut. She has 3 siblings that she was raised with. Ironically, she also was raised by her grandparents. Now, not grandmother like myself. It was just my grandmother raising me. She had her grandparents who raised her, and they took her after her parents had split up. They also resided in Stamford, Connecticut. Now, here's where Candace's life took a little different turn than mine did. One might even say she was already setting the stage for everything she wanted to do politically. Just listen. In high school, she was the victim of racial discrimination. Now, you guys who are huge Candace Owens fans know she's got a major TED Talk on this issue. This kind of was like the thing that started and really built her foundation for her platform. The fact that she had been battered and verbally abused with discrimination racially. A lot of people don't know that Miss Owens was the recipient, after her family decided to sue the school board, of a nice size settlement. Now, it wasn't a settlement because her body had been mangled by anything. It was a settlement due to words that had been said. I'm really trying to deliver these facts with no sarcasm, but to all of you all who have been bullied and your parents didn't sue the school board, you might want to go have a conversation with them and ask them why they didn't feel your case was strong enough. Just food for thought there. But anyways, her family sued the school board, and ironically, one of the individuals that was named in the discrimination case and harassment happened to be a mayor's son. Another one was actually a classmate of hers who actually they were good friends. And right before she allegedly got those phone calls and threats, had been witnessing the two of them having a shouting match. Don't worry, I'm providing you links as always in the description so that you can go read it for yourself, because I don't ever want anything that I say for you all to just take it and eat it. I want you to go find the information and digest it for yourself and come to your own conclusions. That's what this life is about, because no two people think the same. Now, she was raised in a very left side, it seems, home. She was always on the left side, like I said, starting out. She flip-flopped. But anyways, she ended up not going to school for 6 weeks because she was too distraught and everything else. And her family ended up, like I said, winning the settlement. She went on to graduate from high school. Now, while she was doing all of this, you ready for this? In October of the same year that they're saying she was racially discriminated against and harassed, Candace Owens herself was also arrested on an unrelated harassment charge. Wonder where the TED Talk about that is. Anyways, she went on from high school to attend University of Rhode Island and dropped out her junior year. Her major at the time was journalism. Now, what was I doing around that time? Oh, I was building a business while taking care of a family. I was married with 2 beautiful stepchildren who are now 2 wonderful human adults that have just brought other lives into this world and are giving back in their own way. That's what I was doing during the time of her getting harassed, getting arrested for a separate harassment charge, going to college, dropping out of college. Okay. But again, I wasn't playing the political game. She was already on it from high school, setting the stage. When she left the University of Rhode Island, after not completing her degree in journalism, she was hired by a private equity organization as an assistant. She also worked for Vogue. Now, it's kind of mixed matched. Was Vogue first, or was this organization, this private equity organization first? But either case, she worked for Vogue as an intern. She gained a title as journalist, even though she didn't finish her career in journalism. So there you go, people. There's some encouragement. Just because you don't get a degree does not mean you cannot still have that title, okay? So don't ever forget that. She climbed the ladder to become a VP of a department at this private equity organization. That experience then gained her a place that she could call home to work at. And this company was known as Degree 180, and she was the CEO. This was in 2015. What was I doing in 2015? Well, I had built a very successful nail clientele, and I was ready to finally open my business so that I could create a home and a hub for others to run their business out of and provide services to people and to also make money and provide for their families. Now, ironically, in 2016, while she's still playing the political field and accepting positions at Turning Point USA as a communications director, well, I actually had to stop my life while my business was still running and pray to God that my body healed from an actual attack from a dog. For a year and a half during that time, I didn't work, kind of could work, had another setback, had to take off work again, all while hoping to not make the people working with me on my team jobless. Yeah, let that sink in. I also was battling not losing my home. I didn't have a settlement sitting in the wings that I could just freely use. And even though the attack that I underwent did gain me a settlement, well, my settlement was due to the fact that I actually was physically injured. So my funds, what few came my way, went into paying back business expenses that I had been blessed to string along while waiting for things to even out a little bit so I could bring my head up out of financial ruin, and still had to file bankruptcy while keeping it safe to keep my business together so that others would not become unemployed. Mind you, Candace was, well, vlogging away, just creating her nice political footpath. Are you starting to understand why Candace is a household name? And, well, I'm not going to say I'm not, because I've got fans and followers from all over the world as well. But it's interesting. People will click her little $25 contribution quick as day, not realizing Candace may not have come from money, but she's always had, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me keep going here. Let's stay in order. So we've jumped from, a VP at a private equity org to Degree 180 as CEO, which sponsored, by the way, an anti-conservative blog that she spearheaded and created a website off of that. And just bashing Trump, bashing the right, constantly. But she turned that around midstream. See, there's something ironic in this day and age. When people are consistently the same way as far as views, they kind of just sink back into the crowd. So that would be me. I would fall into that category. I've always been an out-of-the-box thinker, and I've always been a very blunt, well-spoken woman of color. It didn't take Donald Trump coming into office to make me open my eyes and realize, oh my God, there's another side to this, potentially. Let's look into everything. But this is what gained her her major amount of fame, becoming a flip-flopper. Now, she also went on to write a book, which didn't release until 2020. She also has an audiobook. You'll have to look up the date of its release. She accepted a position at Turning Point USA as communications director. This is when her views magically started turning around. She also was a political commentator while I was running a business. 2017 closed, and she weighed in earning a little more than $200,000 annually. She has always been backed heavily by wealthy conservatives, and there's even talks of her running in 2024. So, back to the original question. Erica, why is Candace bigger than you are? Why are you guys not equals? Because I'm not looking to run for office. I'm just looking to enlighten people. Nor do I have a healthy bank of people behind me with money. Nor did when I did get a settlement from something I actually was physically harmed from that stopped me from being able to work and even clean my home myself. Well, I wasn't able to just stash that money away for a rainy day and put it towards book publications or, time so I don't have to go to work and I can sit in front of a computer and create content all day long while researching. I didn't have that luxury. I had to use my settlement to actually fix problems that were created because I actually was harmed physically. So there's a difference. I mean, maybe that's a difference. She also married into wealth. See, her husband, George Farmer, he also worked at Turning Point, but he was the chair of Turning Point UK. And he's also a private equity manager. Half of her net wealth comes from marriage. And wouldn't you know it, Mrs. Owens is now said to be worth $3 million. And again, like I just said, half of her net worth does come from marriage. But it has been concluded through people trying to research that even if she wasn't married and didn't have his money, she could still make and live on her own. Okay, it wouldn't be that hard. Plus, again, she is backed by a lot of wealthy conservative supporters. Now, I do find it ironic. She sold books on audio as well as in print edition. She has a website that, because I'm on the email list and every other day I'm getting asked for a contribution. But she's only ever publicly disclosed the $200,000 financials, which she earned while being at Turning Point. So, while I was closing my salon down in 2018, she was shaking hands and rubbing elbows to grease her way right into where she wants to be politically. She also did a famous thing in midstream of an administration and flipped her views. These are all things that helped her stand out. And as we all know, time is money. So when you have supporters backing you that are quite wealthy and the pockets run deep, it's not hard to not go to work every day. You can sit at home and create content constantly. I'm not mad about it because I'm not trying to pursue a career in politics. But you all keep asking me the question, why is CEO bigger? Well, now you know. All right, so to answer your question when you all ask me, why is CO bigger? Because she's been playing politics since high school. I've just been living life and enjoying the heck out of mine. Don't forget to come hang out on buymeacoffee.com/eluminate, available on web and app. And if you haven't done so, go ahead, like and subscribe and share.